All right, guys, welcome back to the Pocket Mads channel. It's Maddie here. Today, we're going to be talking about what might be the strongest new deck to come to Pokemon Pocket with the release of Pulsing Aura B3. That is, of course, Mega Sceptile. I know that the cover art Pokemon, the mascot for the set is Mega Lucario, and theoretically, Mega Lucario would be stronger. It does more damage, but due to varying different circumstances currently in this early metagame of this new season, it looks like Mega Sceptile might be kind of the top tier deck to come out of this expansion. I think things are going to change a lot as time goes on throughout the season. One thing I will say is that both Mega Lucario, Sceptile, Zoroark, Magnezone EX, these are all really, really strong cards, but taking a look at the early metagame data, it does seem like Sceptile is ending up being, potentially the most successful out of any of these new deck lists. And it's no surprise. It's a very, very strong deck, a very consistent deck. It's got a lot of things going for it. I will say, I do think those other decks are really, really strong. Maybe they'll end up being better as time goes on this season, but Mega Altaria is still dominating the metagame and, of course, has a pretty good matchup into Mega Lucario. So for now, let's talk about Mega Sceptile. Before we get into it, though, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers. And don't forget to register for PMPT number 29. It is our first tournament of this new season. Link to register down in the description below. So this is going to be a pretty standard Mega Sceptile deck as far as, these Sceptile decks have been seeing play. I don't know kind of who came up with this first initial concept. I got this inspiration from Najord, who played me on a live stream when we were live on the night of release, but it's going to be Mega Sceptile with Pheromosa and then one copy of Nihilego. And Nihilego is going to be really nice. Not only does Mega Sceptile poison your opponent for 2 energies and hits for 130 damage, but we're also going to be playing a couple of Poison Barbs because it just adds a ton of extra damage to the deck, and it makes this deck play a lot like Mega Blaziken, and that is going to be kind of the one caveat with Mega Sceptile, is that you have to discard an energy to use the attack. It can be a little bit awkward if we go up against any strategies that play energy discarding, but Mega Sceptile is a really strong Pokemon. It has a low retreat cost, low attack cost, decent amount of HP, and it has access to a couple of really interesting cards that were released recently, one of them being Fragrant Forest, which is a great stadium card for any grass type deck. It allows us to pull basic grass Pokemon out of our deck and put them right on our bench. Going to be really nice for consistency. We're playing double Cyrus because, of course, Pheromosa does 20 to the active, but also 20 to the bench. So we're going to set up for a lot of Cyrus win conditions with Pheromosa. We're playing Trico, 1 Grovyle, so double Trico, 1 Middle Evolution, and then double Rare Candy just for maximum consistency. And we are playing, of course, double Research, 1 Copycat, and then 1 May. So a very straightforward deck, all things considered. And of course, double Rare Candies. We have our budget gold Rare Candies in here. I think that this, this simple way to play Sceptile is probably going to be the most effective. At least this is the most common version that I'm seeing. Some people are actually foregoing the 1 Pokeball, and they're playing double Fragrant Forest. That actually might technically be better, but we don't have any way to kind of pull things like Nihilego out of our deck. So that's why I wanted to play at least 1 Pokeball. So anyway, there you go. That's the deck list, guys. Let's hop right into it. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think the strongest new deck is. What deck are you playing? What do you think is going to be most successful at this weekend's PMPT number 29 tournament? It's going to be a lot of fun. A couple of larger tournaments are happening today and tomorrow, so we're going to have to keep our eye on those results. Maybe we'll kind of talk about it on Friday, but anyway, let's dive right into some gameplay. I haven't done gameplay on this channel in quite some time. Again, we did go live and we tested out some decks. Unfortunately, on that first night, I didn't open out of my my max pack opening I didn't get 2 Sceptiles, so I haven't really had the opportunity to play it on the channel yet. But like I said, definitely very, very popular. It's kind of the main reason why Mega Blaziken is actually doing very well right now. So some old Megas countering some of the new Megas, Mega Altaria, Mega Blaziken, those are definitely Pokemon that are going to continue to be very relevant. But let's get into it. We might be playing the mirror match right off the bat. We are going second leading Pheromosa, which should be a good thing. Copycat May, Poison Barb, and Mega Sceptile in the hand. And it looks like we are playing... Okay, Meowscarada is going to be very interesting. Meowscarada is scary. Definitely kind of a scary Pokemon. But I think that Pheromosa is... How much does Meowscarada do to a non-EX Pokemon? Is it 70 or 60? I honestly forget. He's going to open up just immediately with the Copycat. Going to refresh that hand, which I respect. Very respectable play here. Now, he might not bench anything because of the pressure for turn 1 Pheromosa, but, yeah, he's not going to. Okay. All good. So we have Cyrus in the hand as well. Let's get this Poison Barb down. This is going to be, of course, very good. Not playing any Leaf Cape in this deck, so, opting for more damage instead of more, of course, what am I talking about? Then, like, more HP. I'm going to actually just Copycat before I attach here, but we're definitely just going to attach to Pheromosa and start attacking. We want to find that Trico. Let's see if maybe we can get the Stadium out.
Going to be nice for us. Okay, so we get a couple of basics, which is really good. So let's get the Trico down.
And I'm actually just going to bench this Pheromosa as well. We probably could have kept the Pheromosa in hand because we do have May. It probably would have been better to do so, but we do have Grovyle. I like these full arts a lot. They look really, really good. Okay. Anyway, let's just go ahead and hit 4 Jump Blues. And I think this deck's got a lot going for it. I think that, similarly, it's an incredibly similar deck to Blaziken, right? But now it does have access to the Stadium, whereas Blaziken gets access to Flame Patch, so they both have their own sort of unique advantages. He just popped a dead Pokeball there immediately, which is crazy, meaning his hand is probably full of basic Pokemon. That is very, very interesting. I think Meowscarada could be a very interesting pick. One thing I've noticed about Pokemon Pocket in the metagame over the last few seasons is not many people are playing Hand Disruption. And Meowscarada was, of course, a deck that was very much countered by things like early Mars and Red Card after the Cry for Help. So it's interesting. It's interesting for sure. I honestly do not remember how much damage a Meowscarada will do to a non-EX Pokemon. It might be 60. It might be 60 or 70. I don't actually remember. But the Poison Barb should be fine. We can start committing energies to the Trico. And we'll be good from there. Also, Grovyle is a really nice Pokemon. For 2 energies, it does 50. Some people are playing Celebi in Sceptile so that you can utilize this 50 damage attack. But honestly, I think if you're playing double Pheromosa, which you probably should anyway, doesn't really mean you need the Celebi to use this attack because we're playing double Cyrus in our deck. We're playing G-Shock. Shout out to him. He's letting the timer tick here. I don't know what's going on. Does he know we're recording for YouTube? Does he know? Come on. Come on now. Uh-oh. Yeah. Tricky. It's tricky when we're not on the ranked ladder, right? People sort of, oh, no, okay. All right. The early concession, that's tough. Okay, well, again, no editing on the channel here, so, we'll just get into the next one, I suppose. It's tough. I wish people didn't concede like that, but there's no ranked battles, so there's no incentive for people to just not click concede if they don't get the right start or whatnot, so you're going to see a lot of that. It's unfortunate. Should see a lot of diversity, though. Hopefully we see some new matchups. I would like to see how this deck performs against some of the new decks. Of course, should be really good into like Zoroark and the other dark type decks, which I think is a really big deal. I really think that Grass in Pokemon Pocket is one of the more substantial offensive types, which is kind of weird, but just the way it is. Absol's weak to Grass, Hydreigon's weak to Grass, the new Zoroark's weak to Grass, so I do expect Grass to be a pretty relevant typing. Okay, now we're going first. Leading Pheromosa, we're playing against a water type deck. We do have Rare Candy, Fragrant Forest. We have a good hand here. Definitely a pretty good starting hand. And it looks like we're playing Wugtrio. Okay. The stuff you hit on the random ladder, man, it's pretty crazy. Here, I'm going to just throw the Stadium out immediately. It might get discarded by his own Stadium, but, we're just going to do what we got to do here. Now, what we could do is not even play this Pokeball this turn and just kind of guarantee that we get the Nihilego out next turn. But I want to play the Research this turn. I know we could get copycatted, but let's see what we grab here. Cyrus is fine, and then there's the Nihilego, so perfect, okay. So I'm just going to bench this immediately right off the bat. We got to be a little careful, though, because we don't want to put too many low HP Pokemon. Is that what Wugtrio does, or am I getting that confused with something else? Does it do spread damage? Or is it just sort of a random amount of damage? I honestly don't remember. Kind of crazy. I'm just going to put actually, I'm going to keep those in hand because we do play May. All right, we'll just pass. We might get copycatted here, but it's okay. It's all good. You can Oceanic Gift. This Wugtrio could come out like real early, which is a bit scary, but if we can get a Poison Barb out, we should be okay. Okay, Misty and Manaphy turn 1 is a little crazy. He flips Tails, though. It's okay. Misty doing what Misty does best, and always flipping Tails. But this is going to be 1 energy, because this is Oceanic Gift, so it's 1 to each Pokemon. And there's the Cyrus. Okay, so I'm feeling actually pretty good. This isn't going to grab us any basic Pokemon. Double Cyrus in hand, though, is kind of tough. So let's just attach to Pheromosa. Hopefully we get lucky next turn. I think Wugtrio needs 3 energies. So I don't know if he'll be able to do that next turn, because he missed the Misty. Could just bench here. The thing I'm deciding on is whether or not I should bench Trico or Pheromosa, but I don't think we're going to need double Pheromosa given this board state. So I'm just going to bench this Trico. The Stadium is now no longer useful to us. And what we can do here is just jump lose, and then I guess if it really comes down to it, if we can get a Grovyle, we could actually KO this if he doesn't evolve. Or even if he does evolve, we can get hopefully into a Sceptile sometime soon. This 1 Pheromosa in hand should be fine because we have Rare Candy. So if you draw into May, we should still be able to find Sceptile pretty easily. Let's see what our opponent does. Okay, so there comes the Copycat. We knew he would probably play one. Everyone plays Copycat. Nothing else in our hand could have been played though. So double Cyrus is always a little bit tough from a consistency standpoint, right? As people know, when you play double Cyrus in your deck, they're oftentimes, dead cards. So you don't really want to draw them early, but Pokeball comes down. Like I said, he should not be able to get 3 energies this turn. Okay, so I need to remember what Wugtrio does. This pop out throughout. One of your opponent's Pokemon, so it is spread. Okay, so 50 and it's spread. Okay, that's fine. This thing has what, 140? So we should be able to KO actually. Unless he has like a giant cape, we should be able to 1-hit KO with Sceptile, which is going to be pretty good. Definitely, because we're doing chip damage here. Okay, Rocky Helmet does come down. That actually scares me a little bit because it does bring Pheromosa and the giant cape. Okay, because that does bring Pheromosa down. But what we can do is actually just Cyrus this turn and bring this thing up into the active. That way we don't take the Rocky Helmet damage. We have double Trico down as well. Copycat. He's got 0 cards in his hand, which is hilarious. This stadium's not doing anything for us. Okay, so let's attach here, and then I am actually just going to Cyrus this, because he's going to go into it anyway next turn, and I'd rather attack and not take the 50 damage, and we have 2 Cyrus anyway. Unfortunately, that Copycat was a terrible top deck, but what can you do? Basically, we have to just draw into Rare Candy, or not Rare Candy, Sceptile here, or else we just aren't going to be able to do anything. We can't target this Manaphy, though, because we won't take Rocky Helmet damage because it's not in the active. Okay, very scary here, because if this Trico does go down, which the likelihood is very low, it'd have to get selected twice by Wugtrio, then we're in a really, really tough spot. But, yeah, we'll see what goes on. 8 cards in deck, double Sceptile and May in our deck, as well as a research. So, I don't feel terrible about our odds here, although it very well could go sideways very quick. We're just at the whim of whether or not we top deck. Let's see. Oh my god, that was close. Okay, he's going right at my Tricos, which I don't love. But we should be able to just sort of, get the win here. What do we top deck? It is Sceptile. Okay, perfect. It's exactly what we needed it to be. So, luckily. This does put us at, 160 HP, which is fine. He doesn't really have any other threats, and we are KOing, so really not that bad. I'm going to bench this for prosperity's sake, although it doesn't really matter. And yeah, we can just retreat into Sceptile. So, let's do it. I'll keep the Cyrus in hand as a win condition, although it doesn't matter. But yeah, this is 130. It's technically going to be 150 damage total, even though he's only at 120, which, 150 is a pretty good number, because it definitely adds up, right? It's going to 1-hit KO a lot of decent Pokemon, but the chip damage from Pheromosa, when you combine it with the poison in the 130, is what really, I think, makes Sceptile very viable, right? Is that, theoretically speaking, if you get 1 or 2 Pheromosas off and the Nihilego poison on the attack, then you're hitting for, upwards of, 170, 190, which is going to be enough to 1-hit KO a lot of Pokemon, which I think is a really big deal. And we're living at least 1 hit for most things as well. I just think Sceptile is a good deck. I think it's got a lot going for it. And I think Pheromosa is a very underrated Pokemon. There just wasn't a lot of decks where you would kind of want to play it. I think our opponent also just left. He just closed the game out after seeing us top deck the Sceptile. It was pretty likely anyway. We had double Sceptile in the deck. We also had May, and we had a research. So it was likely that we were going to get that Sceptile either way. Even if we did it, we had another turn to wait. But theoretically. Hopefully. It's crazy, though, that he went right at my double Tricos, which scares me. But yeah, all right. I guess my opponent... Why do people do this? This is why we need ranked from week 1. Like, nobody really wants to play on the casual ladder, even if it is like the competitive setting, because people just leave. They don't play out the games, and it's rather unfortunate. For ranked, at least people concede, right? But on the casual ladder, unfortunately, this is what we get. But yeah, I'm liking Sceptile. Again, a very straightforward deck, and I don't think decks that are simple and sort of easy to play, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think decks like this, they have a lot going for them, and I think that's a good deal. But yeah, like I said, Blaziken becoming very much more popular, just sort of to counter how many people are playing Sceptile early this season. That new Cast Form card is an incredible lead into really any grass type Pokemon, because it does 50 damage with the burn, but if you're hitting for weakness, that's of course 70, right? So that's a really big deal. It's going to 1-hit KO Pheromosa like on your first turn. You just need a stadium in play. So I really like Blaziken right now, and I think Cast Form was a big inclusion to that. Altaria is still going to be a top tier deck. Interesting hand here. We're going first, but that's okay. We're playing a dark type deck though, so we should have the advantage, right? And it's Absolute. Okay. I mean, the odds of us not winning this game are pretty low, right? Because like, we should just KO this Absol super easily. Yeah, and we have Cyrus. We have everything we need, almost. All we need is a rare candy, and we can almost guarantee we just get the win, like, immediately. So, yeah. Using May this turn would actually be kind of interesting, because we could find the Grovyle. I'm gonna hold it, though. I'm gonna hold on to it. Because theoretically, you can't do that with this deck, because we are playing one Grovyle. So, like, you could, you know, use that early May, potentially get into Grovyle next turn, and just sort of go for a turn 3 Sceptile. Because if you're going first, you're going to have to wait till turn 3 anyway, right? To get enough energies to attack. But we're going to tag this Absol. Okay. He just attaches, which does kind of scare me, I'm not going to lie. So here, we're gonna use the May this turn. And we're gonna do something funny here. Nihilego. Oh no, we missed the Grovyle. That's terrible. Okay. So let's do this. And then I guess we'll put the Trico back. That was really unlucky to not get the Grovyle there. I guess it's not even that unlucky, but we could still draw into rare candy, I suppose. So anyway, we'll put these cards back. We're gonna have to attack. We might just lose by not drawing the right cards. We're gonna have to bench this Nihilego and just attach to the Trico, because he's gonna get rid of my Cyrus and also KO Pheromosa next turn. This is the dangerous part about Absol, right? Is if it goes second, it just starts attacking you on turn 2. Not much he can do. I assume he's just gonna hit into Pheromosa and hope that I don't draw into Sceptile. Yeah, that's really all we can do. A Sabrina would be tough here as well if he got rid of if he just KO'd Nihilego, but yeah, he's gonna discard the Cyrus. He's just going for it. Full on respect here. He does get poisoned, so valuable info. There goes my Cyrus. Hopefully we can draw like a copycat or something. That'd be really nice. We need Sceptile. There's no other way to win. Or rather, we need rare candy. Uh-oh. All right, let's see what we can do here. I think Grovyle technically lives in attack. How much HP does Grovyle have? Oh, no. We might be cooked. We might be cooked. No, hopefully he doesn't have Sabrina. Oh, no. I said the likelihood of us losing was low, but, you know, sometimes you just don't draw cards. Come on. Don't have Sabrina. He's got so many cards in his hand. It's very likely. Oh, no Sabrina. Okay. He knows what my hand looks like, too. Oh, okay. So he's playing Dark Greninja. Here comes Chingling. I wonder if he goes into Chingling here. It'd be interesting if he just stayed in with Absol. Yeah, he's going to retreat. Okay. That's the correct play, because now we can't rare candy, right? So I like that play from him. Very scary as well. I'm kind of terrified. We still have a Cyrus in the deck. We might be able to slow roll this. Like, if we can draw into, like, Pheromosa, what we need is the Stadium, I think. Although, we'd probably just grab Trico with the Stadium anyway, wouldn't we? But we can't use Pokeball. Pheromosa, okay. That's fine. We can't actually attack with it this turn, which is rather unfortunate. Yeah. I think we're just going to stay in with Nihilego because he can't KO. He could just go Rare Candy Greninja, though, and KO, which would be rather unfortunate for us. This is a really tough scenario to be in, actually, because we were forced to retreat out of the Trico. I'm just going to attach active. And then, honestly, I think staying in is the correct play. Is it, though? Because if we retreat, then we'd have to attach to Pheromosa for a turn. And Greninja will just end up KOing this. So I just don't think it's even correct. Because if he has Greninja, retreating is a losing play anyway. And he'll need Greninja to KO with Darkrai. And if he does that, then we lose the game anyway, right? So there's literally nothing we can do, yeah. Okay. All right. Our opponent gets everything he needs to. And we get nothing we need to. So, unfortunately, that is GG, my friend. Absolutely breaking into what should have been a very free matchup, but hey. Oh no, he attaches to Darkrai. Why did he do that? He had game. All he had to do was just attach. Oh no, I'm wrong. I am wrong, actually. All right. Well, Sceptile can still pull this out for us, potentially. Because we have enough HP, he can't KO us. So, I guess he could just sort of Greninja Ping and Cyrus the Pheromosa, and then we would lose. But we have 11 cards in deck. We have Copycat, Pokeball, Fragrant Forest, Double Research, Double Rare Candy. Our entire deck is all the cards that we wanted to draw, which is really unfortunate. Okay, the Rocky Helmet is kind of annoying. Man. A Copycat early would have been nice when he had like a million cards in his hand. Research, okay. So let's see. I mean, again, if he has Cyrus, we just lose, right? Pokeball and Grovyle, not particularly useful. However, you know, yeah, we do just lose. Okay, all right. Not that we could have rare candied anyway, to be honest. Yeah, that's rather unfortunate turn of events for us. I mean, Chingling, you know, Chingling is still, I think, like the best Pokemon in the game. I'm not gonna lie. And we are playing rare candy and we're playing Metal Evolutions, but you know, when you just don't really draw anything for a couple of turns, you know, it's gonna be a struggle. Leading Absol ended up being really relevant there for him, right? Because he was able to just KO Pheromosa on turn 2, and we just didn't draw anything by then. So, GG. I still think Dark Greninja's really good. I do. I think Chingling's really good. I think it's just sort of still, like, it's got to be one of the best Pokemon in the game. Every deck's going to be playing rare candy. It's going to be good into Blaziken. It's going to be good into Hydreigon. It's going to be good into, like, everything, you know? But so many others, I mean, like, the likelihood of all of that happening is so low because he led Absol and we didn't get any rare candy or Sceptile or anything. We didn't draw any of that. But we did lead Pheromosa and Poison Barb. So if he had led Chingling instead, then we would have just been able to counter the Chingling with that. But it was the fact that he led Absol and we didn't draw anything for 2 turns. And then he was able to get Chingling out. Man, it was just sort of the perfect storm. But that's Pokemon Pocket for you. Listen, that is Pokemon Pocket. I think on paper, that's got to be an incredibly good matchup, though. I can't imagine Pheromosa and Poison Barb not being incredibly good into Chingling and then just being able to hit for weakness on their Pokemon means you kind of win the game. But sometimes you break. Oh, is this the same thing? What are we doing? All right. Another Dark type matchup. Could be the same player. Okay. Another Absolute. I'm kind of terrified. Are we going second? Is this the same player? Is it not? It might not be, actually. I don't remember names. We are going second now, though, which should be a big deal. Much, much better to see the Absolute if they're going first. That's for sure. We lead Trico, which I don't hate. We're going to be able to get an attack off into this Absol. And we have Cyrus in hand. Kind of makes me want to research here and not copycat. Yeah, definitely going to do that. Rocky Helmet is a little scary. It's a little bit scary. Oh. Okay. So, I don't think he has any way to KO us next turn. Pheromosa, double Pheromosa, sure. Let's just get these down, I guess. We can just go Rare Candy into Sceptile next turn. But if we hit, we go to 40, but he has no way to deal. At least I don't think he does. I don't know how he would be able to KO us. So I think attacking here is seemingly a little bit scary, but I think it's the way to go. He has no way to hit me for 40 damage next turn. So we're going to hit for 40 onto this Absol, which puts it in range of getting hit by Sceptile, and then we'll just Rare Candy Cyrus him next turn. And then the game's over, I'm pretty sure. Unless he has some crazy way to hit for 40 this turn. Like if he has like X speed into a single prize attacking option, that would be very unfortunate. But, you know, we can't really... Oh! Okay. That's exactly what he had, actually. No, because he can't attach to Darkrai. So this is only going to deal 30. But we need to wake up from the sleep. But we can Rare Candy and evolve anyway. That was close. That was super sketchy. If he had X speed, we lost. We wake up anyway. All right, GG. That's crazy, though. That was real close. Shout out to Trico, the legend. Oh, man. Okay. That was a little too close for comfort, man. The Igglybuff Darkrai, just immediately like that. Terrifying. All right, buddy. Sorry. I'm sorry. That's typically how you would expect these games to go. The two sides of the same coin is hilarious. The difference between what just happened there and what happened in the previous game is very dramatic, but that's how it goes in Pokemon Pocket sometimes, my friend. Mega Absol, it's very, very good and sometimes, but also a massive liability sometimes as well. So that is the dichotomy of Mega Absol. Yeah, sure. There we go. If he had X speed, he could have attached to the Darkrai and then retreated for free and then hit me for 50 that turn, and that would have been crazy. That would have been the worst case scenario possible. But I mean, that would have been a lot. So, all right, let's do one more game here. I think we've highlighted the ups and downs of Sceptile pretty accurately. We haven't hit like a new matchup though, is what's crazy in this video. I want to hit like Lucario. I want to hit like something. I don't know, something new. Not Bad Dreams, Absol Darkrai. Brugo. Shout out to Brugo. Okay. Let's see, one more game here. See if we can make something happen. What will our opponent be? We're going second again. Can we lead Pheromosa? It's another Dark type matchup. We're leading Trico, but we have an interesting hand. We do have to be a little careful though, because some of these dark decks can just, okay, Darkrai lead going first. That's really good for us. This is the tough part about playing some of these dark decks is that, a lot of these leadoffs, especially when you go first, don't feel very good. I think most of the top decks in the metagame are definitely going second decks, but I think that's a big strength of the Igglybuff Darkrai decks, right? It's like Igglybuff is so strong going first. It's so ridiculous. Research is turn 1. Grovyle and Rare Candy in the hand. There comes the Nihilego. Does he have Poison Barb? Double Nihilego. Uh-oh. Okay, no Poison Barb, though. And we have Poison Barb. I'm going to attach this. Let's go Stadium. We get a free 40 damage off on the Darkrai, which is really good. Should be nice. Let's get a free basic here. Is this going to be another Trico or is it Pheromosa? Another Trico. Sure, we'll just bench it. Maybe we top deck Sceptile next turn. That would be incredible if we did. He gets double Nihilego out, but without Poison Barb, I don't think he really plays any Pokemon in his deck to poison us, other than, of course, attacking with Nihilego. But he's going to have to attach or commit energies just to the Darkrai here, right? Unless he has, like, Leaf in hand. It's nice that I can have a gold rare candy without having a gold rare candy. You guys feel that? I'm happy about that. I need a couple more Fragrant Forests, though, so I can get a gold one. It's really cool to have, like, the item cards and stuff be gold, and then as well as, like, the stadiums. Like, that's really nice. Poison Barb as well. I think the gold border update was really good. It's like the one consolation I have to spending way too much money and opening too many packs in this game is that now I have a bunch of gold bordered cards, I guess. Yeah. I think Dark's still going to be popular, but what's nice now is that we have, like, a real grass type deck that can keep a lot of these dark decks in check. I think a lot of people haven't really felt great about Hydreigon and how strong all of that dark type stuff has been for some time now, and same with the Bad Dreams, right? Like now, like all of those dark type strategies that are just inherently broken feel a lot less dominant with just a really strong, aggressive grass type deck in the game. And I think that's really healthy for the metagame. I really do. And if those dark decks stay more in check, then that'll open up some stuff for other people. Are these people just... Are we getting another... I think it's just another one of those guys. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do. I can't sit here and record games all day. There's nothing... Okay, we got Rare Candy Sceptile anyway, but... yeah, there's just... It's tough, man. This is why we need ranked back. We just can't be having no ranked with these new cards, It's not a competitive environment. It's not a good enough environment for us to play these decks. I'd rather play like the random battles. At least the computer doesn't just leave the game, Let's actually evolve this Trico. Nice. Cool. And that'll be game. All right. I mean, listen, I know the gameplay wasn't incredibly enthralling here in today's video. I apologize, but at least we were able to highlight the deck list. And like I said, I think Sceptile right now is very well positioned. It's so funny how early metagames shift so rapidly, right? Like Lucario was everywhere day one, and then Altaria was everywhere, and then Sceptile was everywhere. Now Blaziken is everywhere. So I think this season there's going to be a lot of flip-flopping around, but there's so many strong decks that all kind of counter each other. I think it'll end up being a really interesting season. And, I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what happens this weekend at PMPT number 29. Should get a lot of players out and competing this weekend. I do expect some of the older decks to probably still do very, very well. Things like Altaria and Blaziken are just well positioned. And I think a lot of people will play the new decks, but also I think a lot of people, probably are going to get counterplayed a bit heavily. We ended up with like the perfect board state here, which is great. Yeah, there you go, guys. We lost one game to just drawing, unfortunately, but I think May in the middle evolution, get around Chingling, Pheromosa, Poison Barb, Nihilego is going to be really great into all baby Pokemon. I really like the deck. I do. I think it's got just a little bit of everything. That's what I think makes this deck good, is that it covers kind of all of the bases. You have bench damage, you have Cyrus, you got Poison Barb, Nihilego, you got the new Stadium card. I am now realizing that the image that I have on screen, like the deck list image, I'm playing 2 stadiums. I changed that here in the video. Somebody's probably going to comment that, but I'm playing 1 Pokeball, 1 Stadium just for just kind of a mix. But double Stadium's also going to be pretty good. It's a very consistent way to get Pokemon out of your deck, but I figure with 1 Nihilego, you can't grab that with the Stadium, so that's why I played 1 Pokeball. But anyway, guys, there you go. That's Mega Sceptile. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to register for PMPT number 29. Link down in the description below. I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one. Peace out. We'll talk to you guys later. And yeah. Bye.